All right, so I am going to show you my invention being used. This is a doll's head. So, all right. What a woman would do is they would take a portion of the hair, and again, the hair, sorry, I'm gonna try to, the hair can be any type of texture. Curly, it can be straight. It can be kinky curly, you know? What I've noticed is that having the texture of the hair that's closest to the hair that you want to use on your head works. So if you wanted to add hair extensions, you probably want to at least blow dry your hair out if you have really like 4C hair like I do, just so it blends in better. You don't have to, but for the blending you probably want to. You don't even have to straighten it, just blow it out, you know. And if you want to use like Marley type hair or kinky curls or what have you, you could just keep your hair as is. This is the invention. I call it the Seyta. So what you would do is you would take this. So you would put it through the middle hole. You will take the hair of your desire and put it on the hook, just like you would if you were crochet braiding your hair. And then you will pull it through the middle hole, just like that. Oops. Okay? Just like that. And then you would tie it as you please to secure it to the Seyta, just like that. Now, please understand, I prepared 2 of these so I can show you, just in case you guys need a second time for me to show you. The Seyta has many benefits. One of the main benefits of the Seyta is not having to worry about slippage when it comes to tying the hair around the device. You can have straight hair, you can have, you know, really silky type hair, you can have kinky curly hair, and it remains relatively easily on the Seyta. So you don't have to worry, no good reason. So you're going to take the hair and you're going to, you can put it at the top, but I found it to be easier to put it towards the bottom of the hair, as you would with crocheting your hair. And then you're gonna pull that through the top hole. Remember, the second hole is where you tied the hair extension at. Oh, the first hole, oof, you can barely see it, but that's a good thing in terms of blending in. And this hair isn't even black, it's brown. So preferably you would get something that's the same color as your own hair color, but you could do as you please. So, but yeah, so you take a portion of your hair and you put it to the top. Now you would take another portion of your hair, so 2 sections for a good anchor, and then you're going to just, you know, think of it like wearing curlers in your hair, where you know, you wear curlers to sleep. So you're gonna sleep in these, so you don't have to take them out every day, right? And you're not gonna feel much. I mean, it depends on how sensitive you are to feeling things, but I've worn them in my hair for, I slept in them, and I even swam in them. My mom even was surprised that she couldn't feel the invention in her hair too when she slept. So that's something I really enjoy about this. I hope you guys can see that. But here, I put one section through that's why I'm gonna do 2. One section through the top hole and the other section through the top hole, crisscross applesauce. Okay. Then you are going to take the hair, the actual hair, your hair, right? And remember, this is the extension hair. And you're going to just simply wrap it around multiple times of the invention. Now, obviously, the longer your hair is, the more of a secure anchor. And of course, the longer it might take to wrap. But obviously, yeah, so if your hair is a bit shorter, you can still work. And I have another invention still called the Seyta, I guess Seyta 0.2 or 2.0 or whatever, that you can use. Now, mind you, if you have straight hair, especially if it's really like silky texture, I don't know another word for it, or like 1A hair, I guess, that's going to be kind of difficult to maintain the security of the invention to your hair. So what I recommend with that is, you know, instead of tying it like I just did, because that's, if you have kinky curly hair, you could just do what I just showed you. It tends to be a good anchor, just like that. But what you can do is you could just kind of, you know, if you have straighter hair, or you straightened your hair for this, which I don't recommend. Blow drying your hair is enough to get it straight enough. But what you can do is just do that. You can secure it early with some leave out here, and then you kind of just wrap the leave out some more, again, if you want, if you please, just to have it double secured. And that's, again, if you have straight hair, because it's easier for it to come out of the device of the Seyta than if you didn't. Now, you see how I put it loose against the scalp? So that is, you don't want it too tight against the scalp, because that can be a problem. But putting it loose against the scalp, you know, it's fine. And yes, it does look kind of weird right now, because you gotta hide things, and you gotta, just like you would a weave or something, okay? Or crochet braiding. And let me try to show you guys one more time. I'm gonna stop this video so I can make it a bit short. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna do another one. I already put the crochet needle through the top, oh shoot, through the top hole of my invention. Already tied the hair around. And this is the first one I did over here. So you'll just go ahead and, you know, go like this, section it into two for a good anchor. Again, your hair is the anchor for this, is anchoring the extension. And then you're just gonna, and of course over time it gets easier. The first couple times you might be awkward and be like, how do I get this? But after a while, it's very, very quick to do. How long could your hair be? Like, in other words, where does it stop? When does it become a problem? Well, it becomes a problem, I guess, in terms of length, if it's obviously too short or too long. Now, I don't want to leave people out with different lengths of the hair. So if you have shorter hair and you would like to try it out, I am willing to create different lengths. But you have to order in advance. Just let me know. But I would have to create different lengths. I think that for this one, hair that's at least maybe this long, perhaps, maybe a little longer, or this length, maybe even just a bit shorter, is good for this. Maybe even a bit longer too. But I think that, you know, once you buy the product and you'll see how it works against your head, you'll know whether or not you probably should request a longer version or a shorter version. And then we take the device, put it to the third hole, take your real hair that you already wrapped around the device, or the Seyta, keep saying device, and then you just pull it. And then you could set it aside, you could wrap it around a little bit more, whatever. So these are the two that I did here. Remember, this is a doll's head. I'm just trying to give instruction on how to do it. So this is how you take it out, right? What you'll do to take it out is you will simply, remember, if it's someone was doing it for you, it's obviously very easy. It takes like seconds to take it out of your own hair sometimes, and it's kind of crazy how quickly it is. I used to have nightmares on taking out my hair because of how long it would take, or I would accidentally cut off my hair, which led me to creating this invention. But now I don't worry anymore because it's pretty freaking quick. You literally just do this. That's it. I don't know if you could see it properly, but you just take it out of the thing and then you just unwrap it. Now, I think that, you know, depending on how long you use the extension hair, it might be old and you're ready to get rid of it. You can just cut the extension hair up to, you know, where you can fill the device, and then cut it off and then just kind of slide your hair down. I tend to do that instead because I feel like it's much easier. But yeah, you can just unwrap your hair. Now you just pull the two top sections out from it. And then voila, oops, my bad. Voila, that's how you take the invention out of your hair. There's a way that, you know, if you don't like this, if you don't like doing it this way, you can do it the horizontal way. And the horizontal way, you would just tie the extension hair in both of the, in all three of the holes, so you can have more coverage. And I like to do the horizontal way when it comes to the top portion of the scalps, so it can hide better, if that makes sense. It's kind of like the invisible part you would do in crochet braiding, if you know, you know. And so for the horizontal one, you would just kind of take your hair and then horizontally pull it through the invention long ways. And then notice how, notice how, like, you know, you don't, it looks like an invisible part, meaning you can't really see, you know? So I really like that. Obviously, to anchor this, you would just, what you can do is you can pull multiple Seytas through. So you'll pull another one through here, and then you could just tie, or not tie, you can just braid. I will braid my hair to the other side of my own other hair, or together, and then it just anchors it like that. So that's the horizontal way of doing this. The next section, I want to show you guys how I look with my hair.